Hey guys, how you guys doing? I'm live. I think it's lesson time, guitar lesson time. Yeah, I'm getting stronger. I can actually lift my amp now. Yeah, I want to do a lesson. Well, before I do it, I want to talk a little about music and stuff. Yeah, I did. I did Heartbreak trilogy. My heart, no pun intended. My heart wasn't really in it because I'm not really a heartbreak type of person. I feel for those that have like broken hearts, but I'm not really that style of person. But the Pat Benatar song Heartbreaker was interesting because it's in the key of F sharp, but I never play in that key. It's one of the guitar keys. There's 7 guitar keys and 5 non-guitar keys. The 7 guitar keys are E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, and that's it. The the 5 non-guitar keys are F, G sharp, E flat, C, and E flat. But I hardly ever play an F sharp, and it's one of the 7 guitar keys. Wake up, Jimmy. But that song was a wake-up call for me because I kind of blew it because I wasn't familiar with that key that much. I never play in it. The chords are all different depending on what key you're in. You know, an A chord is different if you're in A than it is if you're in F sharp. Just different function, different everything, different feel. So that was a wake-up call to play songs in F sharp, and voila, what songs are in F sharp? Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne and Crazy Nights by Loudness. So voila, that gave me the idea to do Crazy Trilogy, which really is my wheelhouse. That really is what I can relate to. I really got into it. And then I added the Mental Health, Bang Your Head Mental Health by Quiet Riot, and there I had it. That one I really felt. And like I always say, I didn't go for perfection. I didn't go for I got to get every single chord right. I went for feel. Sometimes messing up kind of on accident, but going through it anyway, and sometimes kind of messing up halfway on purpose just to give it character. Sometimes I'd play the wrong chord I didn't knew was going to be wrong, but just to make sure I was really right that it's wrong, and then just play it anyway and then go on. You know, sometimes in one of the parts, I was actually learning to sing that part because I had never sang it with those chords in my life. But then with the song went on, I sang it better each time. And kind of practicing / warming up as I was going, but what's wrong with that? Some parts I forgot the little innuendo here, there, and I forgot one of the lyrics once in a while. Just let it play anyway, play even without lyric for a second, not for that long, but for a while, for a minute, or less than a minute really, but whatever, and whatever, and but I got the feel, and I felt it, and I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did too. Seems like you might have. Okay, now why am I talking? Get into a guitar lesson time, Jimmy. I had a catharsis almost when I did Believer by Ozzy Osbourne, Randy Rhoads. That was cool. I'd never learned Believer in my life, but it taught me something about Randy that helped not only my understanding of what Randy does, but inform my own playing. I'd like to talk about it and then show what the lesson is that kind of led to an increase in my own lead playing skills. While I'm trying to learn all these songs, my lead playing went up because of Randy Rhoads. Because of learning something he did, it made my lead playing get better when I wasn't even thinking about that or trying for it. But let's talk about it rather than talking about it. Believer is in E. That part's interesting because he's playing a harmonic minor, which at the time was not common in rock and roll. It's an E harmonic minor scale. That's actually a Dorian there, but whatever, mixed it up, right? That's a Dorian there. It's interestingly a lot like this lick. I don't know, only it's in the key of E. He didn't really do all that, but that's the basis of the lick. can hear him doing that kind of in the back of his mind. But he never played that actually as a lick. I guess it would be like this. But he never really did that, but it kind of is the same idea, just in a different different key, really. That, same idea. That was cool. That helped me, but it didn't really help my lead playing, but helped my rhythm ideas. Change things around in key. Don't play everything in the same key. Why not? But that wasn't the main thing I was really getting at. It's there in the song Believer, which I really like that song now that I've actually learned it. I actually like it. But then the part like this. Look at that. Before I can talk about it. Beautiful, Randy. It's actually an E. It's in the key of E, but it's an E diminished seventh chord without the. Granted, it doesn't have the A sharp, which is part of the. That's implied, and it just isn't played in this case. That gave me an idea. You can play a diminished seventh right over a Dorian mode, right over a rock scale. Like if you're in the key of E rockathon, you can just play diminished seventh right there over it. Which led to some realizations. First of all, let me go over this, make sure I got this straight. First of all, it led to me understanding some positions and fingerings for diminished sevenths that hadn't occurred to me. Let me explain that. You have this, and you add the A sharp I mentioned, and then add a G, you get this thing, you get this. And why is that different or unique to me? Because Yngwie always did those a lot, but he always left out that low note. He just went. And if you're a copycat, which everybody is at first, usually unless you're Mozart, he left out. I started doing that too. But if you put that note back in, that octave there, sounds better, more full, and it's easier to track your progress up and down the neck because it's on the G. The position is on the G string too. I goofed it. Come on. And voila, my playing went up just a bar just by doing that. That's all thanks to Randy. And I tried, why not knowing that, try doing it on the second to fourth string. No one really does that in rock. But I thought of that, and it's a new thing for me and maybe everybody. I don't And then, of course, adding the low notes if you want to. My playing just went up a bar because of that, and then it came to me to learn to teach myself a lesson from that, theoretically, not just technically. It's not just a finger exercise. It is a finger exercise, but it's not only a finger exercise. I thought about the theory of this, and I came up with the theory that I like. I'll share it with you guys. Okay, there's 4 notes in a diminished 7th arpeggio, but they're all symmetrical. So there's only 3 of them in the whole 12 music, all 12 notes of music. So that's all 3 of them. Go up 2 frets, 1 at a time. You only have those 3, and that's all you have. I do it where I like to do it one in the middle. So I have this one, 1 up fret, 1 down a fret, and the 1 in the middle. That's all you get. That's all the 3 diminished 7th arpeggios in music. But why am I talking about this? Well, let's start with the 1 in the middle. What is that used musically for? Well, if I'm in the key of E and I play E diminished 7, that's a modified Dorian mode. It's a Dorian with a sharp 4, which is the 4th mode of harmonic minor. So an E Dorian sharp 4 is the 4th mode of D harmonic minor. So it does exist in music theory. It's also called the evil scale sometimes, and that's what Ozzy's using, Randy's using with Believer. It's that diminished. It's that Dorian mode with the sharp 4 he's playing at, and I love that 4th mode of harmonic minor. I mean, yeah. He may even tapped it once. I think I heard him tap it once. Yeah. That actually happens once on the Ingrid Malmsteen's Present Force album. He actually taps the new set. It's cool. But anyway, that's the first context of diminished 7. One of the 3 is a Dorian with a sharp 4, the 4th mode of harmonic minor scale. Very bluesy because the Dorian blues scale, which is a Dorian mode plus a flat 5 from the blues scale, it would be an E Dorian would combine with an E blues scale, which is an E Dorian with a flat 5, actually has all those notes as well. It's not singled out usually like that. You take a blues scale, add it to a Dorian mode, you have that. It's played sometimes, but that's not as specific as which is more like the 4th mode of harmonic minor, which is a Dorian sharp 4, otherwise called AKA evil scale. But that's just one of the 3. You have 2 more to go. Well, what are we going to do? The second one I'm going to do is if you go down a half step. So if I'm in the key of E and I play an E flat or D sharp, let's call it D sharp, diminished 7. Now I'm in E harmonic minor because the D sharp is the leading tone of E. and a D sharp diminished seventh is the leading tone chord in an E harmonic minor. So D sharp diminished seventh is in the E harmonic minor scale. So when you play D sharp, if you go down a half step with your diminished seventh, you're now in a harmonic minor. Harmonic minor is an Aeolian with a raised seventh. So whereas the other one was a Dorian with a raised four, altered Dorian mode, this is an altered Aeolian mode because a harmonic minor is an Aeolian with a major seventh. So therefore it is an altered Aeolian mode, but it does come from the Aeolian mode. So now we've got 2 of the 3 minor modes covered so far, and the second one is Aeolian with a major seventh, which is also called harmonic minor scale. That's usually used by Ingve type people, at least a lot of them. There you have it. That's 2 out of 3. What the other one's interesting too. Go up a half step. Now I'm in E, but I'm going to play an F diminished seventh. What I have there is an altered Phrygian mode. Now I've got all 3 minor modes covered. Dorian with the altered with sharp 4, Aeolian with a sharp 7, now Phrygian but with a major third, altered third, raised third, or major third, and Phrygian dominant, 5th mode of harmonic minor. Not used as much as maybe harmonic minor, but still there. In fact, the Phrygian dominant really is the 5th mode of harmonic minor. So you really kind of are playing that when you play a diminished seventh in harmonic minor, because you could either think of that as the seventh, the leading tone chord in harmonic minor, or you could think of it that you're playing Phrygian at the time, and you're playing the harmonic minor that goes along with your Phrygian mode, because the diminished seventh implies dominant harmony. So the F diminished seventh really implies an E. I mean, it really implies a B 7 flat 9, which is the dominant 5 chord in E harmonic minor. You're not really playing, the root isn't really E, it's B, the 5th note, because you have B, and then the third of B is D sharp, but for B, that becomes the major third, and then for B, you have a C, and that's a C, and you have a C diminished seventh along with that. And that is also, and that C is also in what I do wrong there? Oh yeah, well in this case I was talking about being in E Phrygian mode. In E Phrygian mode or E Phrygian dominant, that would be the 5th mode of B harmonic minor. So no, A harmonic minor. I would be in A harmonic minor if I'm in E Phrygian dominant. So my E Phrygian dominant is going to go to A minor. So all 3 Phrygian all three diminished sevenths have to do with the mode of the harmonic minor scale. If you're playing on the root, it's Dorian sharp 4. If you're playing a half step down, or on the leading tone, it's harmonic minor, which is an Aeolian sharp 7. If you're playing a half step up, it's a Phrygian dominant or 5th mode of harmonic minor. So they're all harmonic minor based, just different mode of them. Mode 1, mode 4, and mode 5. The only modes that are useful really in harmonic minor. I don't do the other 4 modes are kind of nonsense. But E harmonic minor has D sharp diminished seventh. E Dorian mode, think blues. that's a Dorian sharp 4 sound. And then the Phrygian sound. Oh, yeah, I did that right. It's the diminished 7th up a half step from Phrygian dominant that you're in. Phrygian dominant is often major to a flat 9 major. In other words, the major chord half step above. So there you have it. That's all 3 diminished 7ths. You do use them how you want, like Eddie said. You know, you have 12 notes. What you do with them is your thing. Just do what you want with them, but that's the kind of basis of the theory of it. It's the Phrygian version, the Dorian version. And now the harmonic version, which is a half step down, half step down diminished 7th. So that's it. And that all came from learning Believer by Randy Rhoads. It all came to me when I heard that. I had a thought of it before in learning, because I've played with Revelation Mother Earth a little bit. I've never really done it on my channel, maybe once in my life. But it has a part where it does a diminished thing that you're not expecting as well. I think it's in E, maybe it's in A. I'm not sure. I don't remember it anymore. But it does literally a diminished chord where you're expecting a minor chord, and that turned me on to the thought of it, but it didn't really bring me home until the Believer thing. And that might be that's one of the most beautiful licks in music to me, but then again, it's all personal what your favorite lick is. There, I did play the A sharp there. See how that actually fit? Sounds a little thick for rock and roll, but still it's there. Anyway, there's that. And then so my lead playing went up. My knowledge of theory went up. I'm able to apply it because I know some theory already. It's not like I'm learning this for the first time. I'm not learning theory at all. I mean, I know some theory, so it's like once you know some, it's easier to learn more. If you don't know any, it's hard to learn any. You know, it's like exponential or something, you know. So there's that. And so my lead playing just, you know, I'm not even trying to, but it went up. And then just for some reason, I started picking more precisely once I learned all this. I decided if I'm going to shape up that, I'm going to shape up my alternate picking. Let's pick better. Let me explain what I mean. Let's pick really clearly. Focus. You just practice. Make sure you know every note gets attention. You're not slopping over things. You know? But still play fast, but play cleanly, clearly, and rhythmically even. Don't slop your stroke. Play them like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. that's Paul Gilbert's secret. It isn't just how fast he picked, but how rhythmically accurate it was, which makes it sound faster. It's not just how fast you play, it's playing rhythmically clean, playing clean, accurately, and rhythmically precise. You know? And I picked up all that, Jesus, all that just from Believer and learning that. I needed to hear that. It gave me permission to up my game. Love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.